Hey everyone, it's Nons. I'm gonna say my channel name, Mental Makeup, because so many people have been getting it wrong. But I want to do an anxiety vlog. I haven't done one in a long time. I sort of want to go through what has happened the past month. It's been the past 3 or 4 months that have been very, very difficult. But the past month has been a little worse. Um, it's hard to talk about certain things, and my voice is gone. I'm sorry. I mean, it's coming back, but it did leave for a while, and I just wanted to do this before I lost the energy, because I haven't had any energy. I've just been real, real sick. But I just want to start off with, um, 3 weeks ago, I know people that follow me on Facebook and stuff, know that my daughter ended up in ICU. And it was just like, I'm trying to just start off where I just try to reduce a fever like I've done in the past. And within hours, it was just, she got to the point where she wouldn't respond to me. And I had to call an ambulance, and they took her to emergency. Within an hour of the emergency, she was in ICU. And it was a really, really terrifying experience for me, because she is my world. And when you have this severe anxiety that I do, you always go on the what if something happens. And she was diagnosed with something a couple of months ago, which I won't get into specifics because it's her business, really. And if she wanted me to share, then I would share, but I don't know if she does. But she does have something that's not curable, and that she has to live with the rest of her life, and it's scary. But I didn't know the levels of what it could do. And so when she was in ICU, I didn't have anybody with me because I don't know anybody. I know my neighbors downstairs. That's about it. And, having to call an ambulance for your child is just not a good thing to go through. And then sitting in an emergency room when she's still not responding, and they're telling me, well, any other teenager would be bouncing off the walls with all this drugs we're pumping into her, and she's not waking up. Something's wrong. And I was just terrified. I was just terrified for hours and hours and hours. I could just, I just thought that I got to a point where I didn't need anybody because I don't have anybody. That's at the point that I was just accepting that I could just be lonely sometimes, and then other than that, I don't need anybody. But sitting there in the ICU and just praying that my daughter would just wake up, and sitting there alone, and there's the nurses that are coming in. Well, if there's anybody else that's coming, there's nobody else coming in. Knowing that tore me apart, that there's nobody else coming in. So she was in ICU for a day, and then a whole 24 hours, and then moved up to a regular room for a couple of days. And when she was there, I had to go back and forth from the hospital to home because I had to take care of my dad that's bedridden. And when I was here, taking care of what I had to do here, I was freaking out because I knew I had to be there. And even though it was just a couple hours, I just felt like I couldn't leave her bedside, even though she was like, Mom, I'm okay. Stay as long as you need to. And I just couldn't do that. I had to get back to her. And just that experience was horrible. It was a horrible experience. Don't want to go into too much because it upsets me too much. But, she came home after the 3 days and is still sort of healing. And after that experience, it was like I couldn't sleep. I went without sleep because I felt too guilty. I felt like I have to make sure she doesn't have a fever. I have to make sure, checking on her breathing. I never stopped. Even when she wasn't ill, I always checked during the night on her breathing, going up and hoping she doesn't wake up. And, this is a teenager, and I'm still checking if she breathed like she's still a little baby. And I've always been like that because of my anxiety, because I just feel like she's the world to me, and I always lose things, and that would just be it if I lost her. So I went through the guilt of not sleeping. I was just terrified. Then I got sick. I got sick while we were planning her 16th birthday party. It's supposed to be sweet 16, it's supposed to be a memorable stage, and I got sick, and I didn't want to make her sick again, so I just stay in my room and sort of confine myself off because I didn't want to get her sick again. And, you know, it was just sad not to be able to share that experience with her because I was sick. What am I supposed to do? I had high fever. I mean, I was delusional, and I was just trying to make it through the weekend sort of so she could have her birthday party, so they wouldn't be worrying about me, so she could enjoy it. But it was like there was after her birthday party, then the day after, that morning, I couldn't breathe because my tonsils were so infected, they were so swollen that I couldn't breathe. So once again, what do? I have to call a cab to take me to emergency. That's depressing in itself. Having to go to emergency by yourself, but to have to take a cab there, and you're not able to breathe. And people looking at me. First of all, there wasn't one patient in the emergency room. And when I go up to the nurse, whatever, I say I can't walk, I can't talk anymore because my tonsils were so bad I couldn't swallow. I was going insane. And I'm like, I have to be seen. I could see there was a room full of people waiting, but there wasn't one person in an emergency. So the guy's not listening to me. I think he's thinking, oh, you're fat anyway, that's why you can't breathe. And he's not listening that my tonsils are abnormally large anyway. When they get infected, that's when it's danger zone. So he takes his time. He doesn't even tell the nurses how bad off I am. They're doing their thing, ignoring me, sort of for like, sorry, ignoring me for like 15 minutes, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't sit anymore. I can't breathe. Somebody help me. And finally they got to me, and when they got to me, they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I can't breathe. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because of my tonsils. So they open up my mouth. They're like, oh my God. Get her in the wheelchair, check her pulse. My pulse was like 150 at that point. And they were like, oh my God, we got to get you into this room. And are you feeling chest pain and stuff? I said, it's not my heart. It's my tonsils cutting off my breathing. That's going to send my pulse up. I'm so glad they listened to that because they didn't focus on the heart, like trying to pump me with heart meds. They focused on getting my tonsils reduced. So I got like pumped with steroids and morphine and antibiotic, and it was so intense. I mean, I just felt the burning in my chest, everything, because they were trying to get my tonsils reduced so I could breathe. And within 2 hours, I could breathe again. But it was a real mess of experience to go through, and to go through alone. These things that have happened have only been a couple of things, and they've been major, major things. And they told me if I would have came in later, I probably wouldn't have been living because they got to handle it, and I shouldn't have waited that long. But it was just like I was trying to get through and think I could see a doctor, and it just wasn't working out. So, well, I don't know how long this has been. I don't want to make it forever, but it's been a real, like I said, I've been in crisis mode for the last 3 to 4 months, and the last month has been horrible, and I just I don't know. I hate medication. Oh, and then even on top of that, after the emergency, I went going to the doctor because I was on strong pain meds and antibiotics for my throat. Then my neck got stiff and started spasming, I guess. So I had spasms all down my back. So I had to get on like a muscle relaxer. So all the medications I was on, there was no way I could wake up. So I was fighting sleep because I wanted to make sure my daughter was okay. And I wasn't able to move. And for 2 days straight, I was just sleeping and taking pills because the doctor said I was going to be sleeping. And he's like, you need to sleep. And there was no waking up with this medicine except to take more meds because of the pain. So I had 2 days of like sleep and meds, and it was not good. I felt so paranoid. I felt like I needed to be on top of things. And it's hard when you're on your own and you take care of a teenager and you take care of a sick parent and you're struggling with your health yourself. And it's the loneliest, loneliest time. It's so damn lonely. And that's why I don't like getting into things, and I don't like crying, but I try to be real on this channel. And it took a lot to even get up and do this. And it's just like anxiety had me believing that I didn't need anybody because nobody understood anyway. The anxiety had me just thinking I was not good enough. So all I did was basically take care of people, take care of people, take care of people. Because if somebody's taken care of, they need to be taken care of, so they really can't leave. Once they get healthy, it's like they're gone. And that's how the pattern has been. And it's hard to know now, after all this, that I feel like I need some support. And I don't have it because I've been in years of seclusion. Doesn't matter how bad life gets. When your life is like secluded, it's secluded. There's not going to be a pop-up person that comes in your time of need just out of nowhere. I won't get to know anybody now because I'm still secluded because of my anxiety. I've spent years and years and years by myself, and it was doable until there's been so many situations that having a person there would have helped so much. Oh, I don't know. So, yeah. I'm not gonna, keep on talking about this, but I just wanted to give you guys the reason why I haven't been journaling. I don't like taking a bunch of medicine for my anxiety, but there's been an additional medicine added on that I was on before, and now I've been off for like a year and a half, but I'm going to start taking it again because I have to be able to sleep without panic. I've been having more panic attacks. I mean, what parent could just live their life knowing that their child is ill and not be always paranoid? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that part. That wasn't in your parent guidebook. To learn how to struggle through an illness that you can't help. That you just have to stand by and watch and hope that nothing gets too serious. So, the professionals say, well, when you have a week where there's not doctor's appointments or there's not emergencies, consider that a good week. There hasn't been one. That my life I have to adapt to. If there hasn't been a crisis, then it's a good day. People get good days when it doesn't freaking rain. They could consider that a good day. Why do I have to feel thankful because I don't have a crisis today? Why can't I just have a normal life? That's what I feel like. Why can't I just have a normal life? Why do I have to have anxiety and depression and everything that keeps people from understanding me? I'm so bitter. I don't know where this is going except to tears. Um, I guess I'll go with the goals that I have intended. I hope to stay with this channel. I hope to get to the point where I don't feel like makeup and everything just has no point, and get to the point of doing tutorials again and hauls. And it's what my daughter said, you better keep on doing. You know, she's like, keep on doing your videos. And I just hope to keep on doing them because they help when things aren't so bad. And I've met nice people. I mean, not met face to face, but I did, I do have a few people that understand and I could talk to sometimes online. So I hope to have the strength to get past this. Like I said, I'm still sick. I want to be able to feel better and not so weak, and come back to doing my tutorials and everything. So I'm not giving up. I'm just very, very tired, very stressed out. But I'm hanging in there with whatever I have left. I'm hanging there for my daughter that deserves the world, and um, I'm doing it for her because she doesn't want me to stop. I'm doing it for the people that can't speak for themselves with anxiety. So some people can understand that it's not easy. Oh, I'm gonna stop now, you guys, and I will be back. Hopefully within a week. If nothing else bad happens. So, thank you guys for all your support, and whoever sends me messages and everything, just to keep the support going. Just thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye.